My name is K. Jaypal Reddy. My native place is Kadirimandalam, Pandarkonda village. So, my family having my father and me, sister, and my wife. So, my fathers are my father brothers are 4 and sisters are 3. So, regarding this issue is, so my family getting lot of my families, so my family is getting lot of benefits in this year. వైఎస్ఆర్ రైతు భరోసా అండ్ జగనన్న విద్యా దీవెన, జగనన్న వసతి దీవెన, వైఎస్ఆర్ ఆరోగ్యశ్రీ అండ్ వైఎస్ఆర్ పెన్షన్ కానుక. సో we and also వైఎస్ఆర్ రైతు భరోసా అండ్ పిఎం కిసాన్ and PM Kisan, PM KSY, PM AY and RGSA, RSBM. So from among all these schemes my family is getting. So for this schemes, for the introduction of these schemes, once again thank you very much to CM sir and PM sir. So coming to my point, coming to my issue. So I have been working as an assistant professor on ad hoc basis in the ECE department at the JNTUC Kalikiri from 2014 September 1 to till continuing. So I have been working as assistant professor on ad hoc basis in the ECE department, so till continuing. So here my issue is here against Constitution of India, against UGC rules and against AICT rules and against AP state government GO number 14 and higher education department. In my college framing certain rules in the agreement form and agreement form. So here in this agreement form 13.0 and third point, it's against GO number 14. All these points are against UGC clauses. And one more point is the service, and therefore no weightage preference will be given for service rendered during the contract period. So this point is against 10.0 F. So recently state government also given preferences to the contract and outsourcing existing people. So I briefly explain one thing, that is this is for the contract and outsourcing employees in AP government. 75 marks based on aggregate of marks obtained in all the years of qualifying examination. Up to 50 marks for experience of government service will be allowed to the candidate who are working on contract outsourcing basis in earmarked government institutions, state and central government schemes. So 2.5 marks for 6 months in tribal area, 2.0 marks for 6 months in rural area, 1.0 marks for 6 months 1.0 marks for 6 months in urban area, up to 10 marks at 1 marks for completed year after acquiring requisite qualification. So AP state government introduces the weightage for the weightage for the already who are working in contract outsourcing basis candidates benefited to the contract jobs. And also recently Sachivalayam jobs also given weightage for the contract and outsourcing employees. But in my college, in Constitute College, here it clearly mentioned therefore no weightage preference will be given for service rendered during the contract period. But in UGC clause it's clearly mentioned to count the previous service for all ad hoc or temporary or contract employees at clause 10.0F. So if this type of agreement is not authentic and it's not valid. So please stop this type of agreements in this institute. This is my request. And one more thing, I approached UGC. So I clearly mentioned here all the points in agreement. So this is the authentic document. I submitted this document to the UGC. So I am typing all the points. Those are all I am typing all the points in the JNC Kaliguri College agreement. So here clearly mentioned, I got a reply that number is U57071 UGC reference number. I got reply. UGC regulations are mandatory in nature and cannot be overlooked in any circumstances. Mr. CP Gaur, Under Secretary, and PIO, Under Secretary. So, and one more letter I received from the higher education. So UGC classes 10.0F, 14.0, 15.0, all UGC classes are mandatory. These rules are framed by expert committee. So, but in my college, again asking this type of agreement and undertaking. Even AP government also given weightage or preference in Sachivalayam jobs, but my college asking again this type of agreements. So I approached higher education, Andhra Pradesh Higher Education Department. So I got one letter. So in this letter clearly mentioned the main functions of department are advise the government in matters relating to higher education in state and coordinate, determine the standards in institutions of higher education or research or scientific and technical institutions in accordance with the guidelines issued by the University Grant Commission from time to time. So here clearly mentioned coordinate and determine standards in institutions of higher education or research and scientific and technical institutions in accordance with the guidelines issued by the University Grants Commission from time to time. Here this is the document from the higher education department. So here this is the higher education department, AP Secretariat. I got this higher education department. So again I got the letter from so I approached secretary. I approached okay, again I approached President Secretariat and I approached President Secretariat. Number is 51140 regarding this issue. What is that means? I have been working as assistant professor on ad hoc basis in JNT Kaliguri. College could not follow the Gazette of India UGC rules and regulations. So this is the so I approached President Secretariat. So this President Secretariat transferred my grievance to the Department of Higher Education, MHRD. So here MHRD given one registration number 81454. So next one, I approached Prime Minister's office regarding I have been working as a ad hoc assistant professor on ad hoc basis in EC department, JNTCK Constitute College, Kaliguri. So please accept that attachment. So Amit Agarwal, here CPIO is, and this is again transferred to the MHRD. I approached to Lok Sabha Secretariat. So again this transferred to the Department of Higher Education, MHRD and UGC, both Lok Sabha Secretariat. Again, so numbers is 50677 and 50677. Next one, I approached Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs 50249. This number is 50249. So Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs also transferred my grievance to the UGC 82271. So next one, coming to the next one, I approached Department of Administrative Reforms and PG. Its number is 50977. So it's again transferred to the UGC. It's 82195. So after that, I approached Law Commission of India. So its registration number is 50314. So again, this transfer to the Department of Higher Education. It's a 50331. For Department of Higher Education, MHRD registration number is 81451. So this Department of Higher Education again transferred to the UGC. I got replies from all these documents. Again I approached Department of Legal Affairs. So Department of Legal Affairs number is 51019, and again this Department of Legal Affairs transferred to the same Department of Higher Education. Its number is 81523 again. So this is another department. So I approached all the departments in central government because universities comes under UGC. So that's why I approached central government. So here I got one paper from the Department of Legislative Department. So here in the Legislative Department, it's clearly mentioned, page number 1. So it clearly mentioned. I got that one. Name of the act is University Grants Commission Act 1956-03. It's page number 17. So I got this letter from Legislative Department. So here it clearly mentioned it's Act, University Grants Commission Act, at page number University Grants Commission Act, it's 03. Page number 17, University Grants Commission Act 1956-03. So this is for evidence purpose. I show this document. And again, All India Council for Technical Education Act 1987, Act number 52. This is I got from the Legislative Department. So again I got the Gazette of India published by authority, Legislative Department. So this is University Grants Commission Act. So this letter I got from the Legislative Department. So when I approached Secretariat President, so through telephone talk I discussed all my issues. So he suggests that in a department of he suggests that in Legislative Department all acts are available, and I got all these letters and the acts. So here clearly mentioned its register number is D221. It's an authentic document I got from Legislative Department. D221. It's a act. So it's a act. Its act is, so తెలుగులో రాశారు ఇక్కడ, విశ్వవిద్యాలయ గ్రాంట్ల కమిషన్ చట్టము 1956. So next one, in this act 28 point is clearly mentioned in Telugu. ఈ చట్టం కింద చేసిన ప్రతి నియమమును ప్రతి వినియమమును దాన్ని చేసిన పిమ్మట వీలైనంత శీఘ్రంగా పార్లమెంట్ ఆదేశంలోనున్న సమయంలో మొత్తం 30 దినముల కాల వ్యవధి పాటు దాని ప్రతి ఒక్క సదనము సమక్షంలో ఉండవలెను. ఆ 30 దినములు ఒకే ఆదేశంలో కానీ వరుసగా వచ్చి 2 లేక అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ ఆదేశాలు కానీ చేరి ఉండవచ్చును. పైన చెప్పిన అధివేశనముకు లేక వరుసకు వచ్చు అధివేశనములకు వెనువెంటనే వచ్చు. అధివేశనం ముగిట పూర్వమే ఆ నియమంలో లేదా వినియమంలో ఏదేని మార్పు చేయుటకు ఉభయ సదనములు అంగీకరించో లేక ఆ నియమము లేదా వినిమయమును చేయరాదని ఉభయ సదనములు అంగీకరించో అటు పిమ్మట ఆ నియమం చేసిన మార్పులో మాత్రమే ప్రభావం కలిగి ఉండును లేక సందర్భసారంగా ప్రభావితమై ఉండును. అయినప్పటికీ ఏదేని అట్టి మార్పు కానీ రద్దు కానీ అంతకు పూర్వం ఆ నియమం క్రింద లేదా వినిమయం క్రింద చేసిన దేన్ని శాసనం అన్యతకైనను భంగం కలిగించదు. సో ఇట్స్ క్లియర్లీ మెన్షన్డ్ Parliament and rules and regulations at the 28 point. So this is the authentic document. This UGC Act is approved by Parliament, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So my college violates this UGC Act also. Next coming to the AICTE. So here AICTE also there. So this is the AICTE. Next one, so this is the another one, Gazette of India, and the register number is 040007. So here in this also clearly mentioned withholding any grant allocated to the institution, declaring the institution ineligible for consideration for any assistance under any of the general or special assistance programs of the commission, informing the general public including potential candidates for admission through a notice displayed prominently in the newspaper or the suitable media most posted in the website of the commission, declaring that institution does not possess the minimum standards for ombudsman, recommend the central government for withdrawal of declaration institutions deemed to be university in case of institutions deemed to be university, recommend to the appropriate state government for withdrawal of status as a university in case of a university established or incorporated under a state act, taking such other actions within powers as the commission may deem fit, and impose such other penalties as may be provided in the act for such duration of time as the institution complies with the provisions of these regulations, provided that no action shall be taken by the commission under this regulation unless the institution has been given an opportunity to explain its position and opportunity being heard has been provided to it. So my college violations all these UGC and AICTE all rules and regulations. So UGC framing all the benefits to the ad hoc faculty. UGC framed rules already. All that rules are benefited to the ad hoc faculty. Next one, coming to the next one, it's another Gazette of India. I got this letter from the statutory bodies. So here also definition, accreditation act, objectives, mandatory assessment, accreditation, period of validity and reaccreditation. So penalties, where a higher educational institute fails to comply with the provisions of any of the preceding clauses. So here clearly mentioned, where a higher educational institution fails to comply with the provisions of any of the preceding clauses, notwithstanding any other action that may be taken against the higher educational institute by appropriate assessment and accreditation agency, the commission may, after providing reasonable opportunity to such higher educational institutions to be heard, impose any of the following penalties or any combination of such penalties on higher educational institutions, namely repeal of the notification in respect of such higher educational institutions from the list of higher educational institutions recognized under section 12B of the UGC Act, recommending to the central government where it is an institution deemed to be university that notification declaring such institution as an institution deemed to be university section 3 of the Act may be revoked, proceed to take action against higher educational where such higher educational institution is a private university under the University Grants Commission, withholding of all grants where applicable allotted to such higher educational institution, declaring such higher educational institutions to be ineligible for consideration for any assistance under any of the general or special assistance program of the commission, declaring for the purpose of general information of the public that higher education is not an accredited institution, and causing potential candidates seeking admission to such higher education institutions of the same through various forms of the media, including the website of the commission. So here the commission reserves the right to amend these rule regulations from time to time, and same will be binding. So this is another gazette one. So in a AICTE, so this is the AICTE F number 61-RFID 7 CPC. So here in AICTE clearly mentioned for all those rules and regulations. So I sent so many mails to my organization regarding industrial training and regarding 2.15 class industrial training. So another one, these are 2.16 regarding consultancy. So consultancy work may be undertaken by members of faculty to generate resources either for institutions or themselves regarding 2.19. For also regarding research activities also I sent so many mails. So coming to the fundamental Constitution of India fundamental rights, here clearly mentioned equality before law. The state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or the equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. Article 14. Next, equal of opportunity in matters of public employment. There shall be in Constitution of India, it's clearly mentioned Article 16. There shall be equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment of any office under the state. And right to freedom, all citizens shall have right to freedom of speech and expression. It comes under Article 19.0. And I sent mail to the Secretary to President jg.subramaniam@nac.in regarding my issue is I K. Jayapal working as assistant professor Adhak in EC department. My college could not follow UGC clauses 13.0, 15.1, 1.1, 10.0, 10.0F, 8.1 and Appendix I 17.0. So insist to sign on agreement and undertake forms, but all these points in these forms are against UGC clauses. So I approached Honorable High Court regarding this issue. I mentioned all these classes in High Court affidavit also. I got order from Honorable High Court on 24/7/2019. So these all are sent to principal along with the petition and affidavit by RPAD. So principal again asking agreement forms, undertaking forms. So I did not get any salaries. So actually my family, actually I did not get any salary from last 12 months. Without salary I am discharging my duties. So here insisting to sign on these agreement and undertaking, but all these points are against UGC clause. How I can sign on these points? So regarding this is my question. So it's violations of Constitution of India. Recently I studied again Article 14 and also its Constitution Article 16. All these points are the Constitution of India articles. So here clearly mentioned. So here clearly mentioned in Constitution of India also articles, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, all these mentioned in Constitution of India. I got this is from the legislative department. So one is violation of Constitution. First thing is violation of Constitution of India articles. Second thing is violations of UGC rules and regulations. And third thing is violations of GO number MS14. This GO number MS14 means it's adapted the UGC all these clauses adapted by the GO MS number 14. And fifth one is violations of GOMS number 14 and violations of higher education department, violations of first violations of UGC rules and regulations, violations of parliamentary act, so violations of all the acts, all these acts approved by the parliament, Lok Sabha, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the Gazette of India. So all these documents approved by the after approving in parliament, all these documents signed by the President of India. So all these are violations of Constitution of India, UGC Act, AICT Act, and Higher Education Department rules and regulations, central and state. All this here only asking agreement, and I approached. So for that one, I approached Department of Justice. So I mentioned all these points. So here, so regarding this issue, so this is the my affidavit document. So all the points I mentioned clearly, UGC classes, all those things in my affidavit. I got order from Honorable High Court. So UGC class, all UGC classes I mentioned in my affidavit, I got the order from Honorable High Court. This is my affidavit. And one more thing, this is my another affidavit, because in the month of December, my name is not included in the attendance register or biometric in attendance register, and also in biometric attendance system. I don't know what is the reason. Then again I approached in the month of December. I sent so many mails, and I sent through register post with acknowledgement. I sent so many mails and register post with acknowledgement to the JNTCK management, but I approached Honorable High Court in the month of December. Then immediately my name is included in biometric system and attendance register. So again this same repeated from 8th June 2020 to till continuing. Here my college did not provide attendance register, and faculty room also did not provide from 8/6/2020 to 27/2020. Did not provide faculty room, did not provide attendance register. So how I can sign? With this I lost 1.5 month time. My planning is move to research my planning is, so I am planning to move regarding research activity. So already I approached one research activity, it's a network town, and also I applied one exam, it's an English exam for doing PhD in abroad. I paid money for that exam in the month of May, but suddenly my college did not provide faculty room, did not provide attendance register from June 8th afternoon to continuing, did not provide attendance register. Daily I sent, this is the postcard, daily I sent 2 letters to the department and principals, to the department of, daily I sent 2 letters to my department and the principal. So regarding I did not get any attendance register, and also there is no faculty. How I can read my online course and how I can write my English exam? So with this I lost 1.5 month time and all those things. And management said that simply, so principal said that, principal and management, administration said that, management said that give an orally break without any circular without any GO, without any written forms, without already I have Honorable High Court order. Honorable High Court order is there. UGC order under uh, up- under one act. I order from the UGC. I got order from Honorable High Court, and I got order from UGC, and I have GOMS number 14, and I have all the authentic documents, Constitution of India, and I have Constitution of India document, and I have Department of Justice document is there. I have all evidence documents, but there is no, in my college did not provide attendance register and did not provide faculty room where I can sit. It's my question for humble request through all the stakeholders, research activities, and all UGC and ACT classes, study leaves, ODs. There is no ODs. UGC class 8.1 clearly said that OD on duty for going to FDP programs, workshops, seminars, research activities, and 8.2 is a study leave for the going for research activity, all those things. But I sent so many mails, I did not get any reply to the management of the JNTU CEK. And I completed my masters in Sweden and India. It's a bilateral program. So for that I got one opportunity. It's a research activity network town. So that research proposal, that research activity I sent to almost 2 pages regarding, please provide me recommendation letter for applying concerned authority. But I did not get any reply from the JNTU CEK management and management. So please initiate this issue and solve all the problems in JNTU CEK. Next one, coming to the next one. So I received letters again. Even I have Honorable High Court order and UGC order, ACT order, MHRD order, and Higher Education Department order. All orders I have. So here again, against all these UGC and ACT rules and regulations, to submit the documents to meet the guidelines in accordance to JNTU norms, I will pay your salaries. Reminder 1, 2, 3. Even I have Honorable High Court order again asking JNTU CEK management these letters, reminders, so that I approach UGC. Its number is 59449. 59449. I sent regarding. So my college could not follow UGC class 2.2, class 6.0, 8.1, 10.0, 8.1, 30.0, 15.0, 15.1, 16.0, 16.2, appendix I could not follow these classes. So already my college framed guidelines in the service and agreement form. So already applied all these guidelines. I got reply. UGC regulations are mandatory in nature, cannot be overlooked in any circumstances. So it's a very important one. Its scheme is Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So in this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, is fostering social responsibility and community engagement in higher education institutions in India. So here all the points are clearly mentioned, but my college did not assign. I sent so many mails. I am very interested to do this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, to adopt 5 villages, because I am coming from a rural background. My father is farmer and my family background is farmer. That's why I am very interested to do this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan program, because I completed my studies in social welfare hostel with scholarship 525 rupees. So that I am very much interested to these schemes, but principal management did not respond and management did not give any reply. It's very with these schemes, all rural villages, what problems occurring regarding drinking water and power, drainage, agriculture, aquaculture, so many problems occurring in rural villages, that all the problems, if I got this opportunity, I noted all these problems, then I will submit it to the district collector and magistrate. But I did not get any reply regarding this scheme also. So next one, next coming to the next point, so regarding my issue, I approached Department of Justice. So Department of Justice is transferred my application to the, so transfer of application dated 27/1/2020, received and transferred from section officer CAPAO Government of India, Ministry Law and Justice, Department of Justice, Jaisalmer House, Mansingh Road, New Delhi on 29/1/2020, registered under number 161/2020, dated 31/2020, made by Mr. K. Jaipal Reddy, seeking information under this act. The above captioned applications have been received in this court. This is a Delhi High, it's a Honorable Delhi High Court. Seeking information under this act, since information sought in the application relate to your good office, the same is therefore being transferred to you for furnishing this information insofar it's related to your good office directly to the applicant. In case it does not fall under your jurisdiction, it may please be further transferred to the public authority to which subject matter is more closely connected, directly under intimation to the applicant. So I am asking, have been approved these undertaking agreements in any statutory body or governing body? If approved, please provide that document. I am asking straight question, only one question. That question is, these agreement and undertaking points had been approved by any statutory body or a governing body. If approved, please provide that document. It's Honorable Delhi High Court transferred this application on 03/2/2020, but I did not get any reply till date. I did not get any reply till date. So this is for the one more document. And one more thing, it's a 13/12/2019 UGC OM/2000. So UGC asking, so